Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer.
I'm Steve Wilkes.
We're here to talk about something that you probably never heard of before, unless you listen to the radio show. Brewing with sunflower seeds.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding you. Right, there's a bag of them right there. Malted sunflower seeds.
I love sunflower seeds.
A couple of, or a few episodes ago on the radio side of things, the audio side of things, I interviewed Jason Cody from the Colorado Malting Company, and they are doing some experimental small batch malting things with grain for use in gluten-free beers. Mm-hmm. And one of those things was sunflower seeds, malted sunflower seeds. And we have to thank A.C. Albert, the homebrewer, who not only did he send me the sunflower seeds, a pound of sunflower seeds, but he also sent a beer, a very hoppy, nice Colorado hop beer, brewed with the sunflower seeds as well.
Are these malted? They
are, and you can tell, and I've got a picture to show you, but if you look, you know, part of the malting process is actually sprouting the seeds. Yep. And after you sprout the seeds, and after they're sprouted to a certain length, then you dry them and kill them and whatever, and that creates the enzymes that you need in the mash. So what I did was I used what I had, which was 14 ounces of malted sunflower seeds, along with 11 pounds of two-row. So what I did was I put the sunflower seeds through the mill, and it was kind of tricky because the seeds husks are very kind of slippery. So it was tricky to get the gap just right in the middle to get them through there, but get it narrow enough to where it would actually do some good. So I put that in there with the two-row, and I mixed it all up. Yeah. And then poured that into, and I didn't do the metric equivalents this time, so I apologize. I added 11 pounds of two-row and 14 ounces of malted sunflower seeds to 18 quarts of water at 162 degrees Fahrenheit. And that gave me a mash at 149, which I held for 60 minutes. Now, I was hoping that the sunflower seed husks would kind of act like rice hulls and help in, you know, making sure that we get a nice sparge and add to the filtering of the mash. But it looked like to me, from all appearances, that the sunflower seed husks just kind of floated on top.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't do good. Now, you might ask, why would you want to use something like this, sunflower seed?
I might want to, but I never would. although.
Well, Jason Cody, the Colorado Malting Company guy, said that there's a lot of protein in this, so it would help with head retention.
I wonder about oil. Aren't these pretty oily as well?
You would think, but I mean, you can try them. You can make sunflower seed oil, and you could buy sunflower oil, but it didn't seem to be a problem with this. Awesome. So maybe the malting process
changes it somehow. Yeah,
I don't know.
That's great.
I'm just making stuff up.
Well,
so if only we had a keg of the right here.
Well,
oh, by the way, the hopping on this is incredible. Andy Sparks came over, and so did our friends Casey and Jen, and our friend Jack McAuliffe came over and helped brew this. And so Casey and Jen, Casey Lohman and Jen Royer figured out the hopping for this. An ounce of Magnum at 60 minutes, an ounce of Amarillo at 30 minutes, an ounce of Mosaic at 15 minutes, an ounce of Simcoe at 5 minutes, and an ounce of Citra at Flame Out.
Whew, it's kind of like a suicide.
So there's some hops in this beer, and as you can see,
Foamy goodness.
That's mine. As you can see, it is.
I have fond memories of Colorado sunflower seeds.
Do you?
Yes, because I grew up in Colorado, and there were weeds. I spent
everywhere?
Countless hours pulling the sunflowers out of the fence line at my house when I was little.
But look at the head. Cheers. Look at the head. It's just rocky and
Bullwinkle. Oh, it smells great.
Foamy and rocky and stable.
And quite delicious. That's really a hoppy beer.
There's some hops in that.
But you know what? They're not overpowering.
No.
It's not that uber bitter. It's more like uber grapefruit.
Right, because most of the hops, most of the hops were added, say, in the last 15 minutes. One at 60, one at 30, one at 15, one at 5, and one at 0.
So, what do I get from this beer that's sunflowery? I'm not really sure. I would say the head retention, for sure.
In the tasting on the audio podcast, I was tasting AC's beer, which was delicious as well. But I got a little bit of an earthiness to it. And I mentioned that to Jason, and he said that you could get, that they also experienced kind of an earthiness in the beer that they made with it. So,
well, and this does have a little bit of a farmyard, not the funk thing, but
the dirt in the farmyard.
A little dirt, yeah. It has there's a little dirt, but I can't decide if that's the Magnum hops. You know, it's like I'm not sure what I'm tasting exactly, but it does have a earthiness. It's a down to earth kind of flavor.
Right. So
if the sunflower seeds are contributing to that, so much the better, because it's a great beer.
It's tasty. I'm not getting the same kind of earthiness I did out of AC's beer, and maybe it's because this one is kind of still young, and the hops are pretty much
they're really bright.
in your face.
Phenomenal hopped beer. So way to go,
Casey and Jen.
Good.
But very, very, very simple beer to make. And there's no crystal malt in it at all. It's kind of inspired by Jack McAuliffe's New Albion beer, where it's more straightforward, and the sunflower seeds are just in there for their stability properties. I mean, the head still yours wasn't as big, but it's still hanging around.
And it's just got a lovely color. It didn't. I have no experience with this, so I just don't have anything to compare it with. But as far as I can tell, it's a 2-row beer. I mean, there's nothing.
Right.
It's not colored or altered in that way. So maybe if you're looking for a way for some head retention and a little touch of flavor, this is a nice way to go that doesn't really alter the beer all that much.
Yeah, and the Colorado Malting Company, they're doing. They are one of the wave of small malting houses. It's a family farm that they were growing barley for the Coors Company.
Yeah.
And they decided, well, why don't we grow barley for ourselves and malt it ourselves? So they took a disused dairy tank and turned it into a malting tank, tried it, and the local, the Colorado breweries around said that they would like to have more of that. So now they're not only are they malting their own barley, but they're also malting other more exotic grains. So if you're interested in that, go to the Colorado Malting Company's website or give them a call and see what they got. You can also buy unmalted barley from them. You can buy barley seed as well. So if you want to try malting at home on your own, you can do that.
Okay, now I have a challenge for you.
Oh,
to take some if you have any of this left, or get some more.
That's it. That's all we got.
Oh, we gotta get some more.
This is a bird feeder outside.
What if we made crystal
sunflower seed?
I'm telling you, it's the wave of the future. You just never know.
It's worth a shot.
Why not try it?
Hey, here's something also that you might enjoy trying. How's that for a segue? Look what we got. Shameless plug alert. This is a cool little thing that I've been talking about on the audio side. This is our Basic Brewing growler bag.
Yeah.
You can get a 64-ounce growler in there. It's insulated. It's got a strap that you can carry around. Steve's been putting drum kit stuff in his.
I have.
But you can
and
find
beer.
That's just a short shameless plug. You can find that on our basicbrewingshop.com.
Yeah.
Limited supply of those.
It's really cool. It's really worth having.
Yeah, and you can get 2 bombers in there or 3 12-ounce.
4 if you just use ice cubes. I used an ice pack, which took up the space that a beer would have taken. So an astute commentator pointed out to me, you could have got 4 beers in there if you'd just used some ice.
Well, I don't know if it's waterproof.
See, that's why I didn't do it.
You might get a leaky bag.
I didn't want to put
any
ice in there.
We all know how painful that can be.
Well, especially if you're putting your coaxa in there, and that's what I'm doing.
What's a coaxa?
It's a Brazilian nut shaker. So if you have a need to carry around Brazilian nut shakers, this thing works great. I carry my Ayapa and my coaxa in there. On that happy note.
Oh my God. I don't have a response for that.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Happy brewing.
Come and visit us on the web. At basicbrewing.com, you can find archive lists of both our audio and video podcasts on home brewing. You can also find our DVDs, Extract Brewing and Partial Mashing, Stepping into All Grain, Low-Tech Lagering and Decoction Mashing, Introduction to Wine Kits, and our Basic Brewing Brewer's Logbook, where you can track and log up to 50 batches of beer. Drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Write to James at basicbrewing.com, Steve at basicbrewing.com, or just use the contact form on basicbrewing.com.
I've come to steal the sausages!